Vanakkam Chennai. Welcome to another episode of Chennai Celebrates. We are doing Chennai Celebrates to promote of Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar to Chennai on Jan 26 and 27. He is in town to do Unveiling Infinity, a program based on the ancient scripture Vigyan Bhairav. Today we have somebody very special on Chennai Celebrates. We have Dr. D.K. Hari and Dr. Hema Hari. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you doing?
Doing very well, top of the world. Thank you.
Yeah, so Dr. D.K. Hari and Dr. Hema Hari have done vast research. They're ace researchers. They've done on a wide variety of topics on Indian civilization, history, Vedas, the creation, Rama, Krishna. Like, I can just go on. You know, I was just before starting the program, I was just looking at the kind of books they've written, and I was just astonished. And he was just telling me that how zinc, the method to make the metal zinc, was created in India, and the world never knew it. Like how zinc was so deftly extracted from the ore, or how sugar is a gift given to the world by India. Or these kind of facts were the discoveries of their research. So let's talk more how it goes on. So Hariji, so tell us how did this whole thing start? How did you get into this world of research?
Okay, both my wife Hema and I, we have been world travelers over the last 25 years and more, and we have been to over 40 countries. Each time we go to a particular country or a city or a province or whatever it may be, we make it a point to visit the local attractions there and sort of get to know about those peoples, those culture, those lands, those civilizations, and what they are, what they stand for. And in that process, what we saw was how well, especially in Europe and America and Australia, they showcase what little they have. Whereas India, we have lot more, but we don't showcase it so well. So when we said that we have lot more in India, what is that lot more that we have that we need to showcase? Is a question that arose in our mind. So we wanted to find out what that lot more is, and then we got into understanding that to find out that. So when you say lot, what is that lot? We have to know. So we got down to researching on India, on Indic civilization, and finding out authentic, credible data about India.
Wonderful. Bharat Gyan, the series of books like Telugu Talli, Historical Rama, Historical Krishna, Creation, Autobiography of India, Brand Bharat. These are, when I've been reading, I would just get absorbed into the book, the scale of research or the depth of information provided. So, could you tell me about the first piece of research you've done? Like how did it start off? Like, how was that research? Could you just give a small insight into that?
See, first, if you look at the names of India. This country has two names, Bharat and India. Why should this country have two names? And what do these two names mean? What does the name Bharat mean? If you look at our constitution of India, it says Bharat, that is India. That is in the constitution itself, we have two names. Why? How did you get the name India? Because in the northwest of India, we have the Indus River. India, Indus. But if you look at our national anthem, and if you look at the province, we call it Sindh. In the national anthem also we have the term Sindh. We have the province of Sindh. Of course, now it is in Pakistan, the capital of which is Karachi. So you have the Sindhu Nadi.
Yes.
And Bharatiya has also sung the song Sindhu Nadi. Many people have. So what happened was about 2500, 3000 years back, when the Persians and Arabs came this side, eastwards, then in their language, then sir and her were interchangeable. So Sindh became Hind. The way we have today Vangal, Bengal, ver and ba is interchangeable between Vangal and Bengal. Sari, Sadi. Like that, Sindh, Hind. So Sindhu became Hind for them, from the Ind, Hindu, India, all that comes about. When the term Hind went further west from Persia and Arabia to Greece, the H dropped. So Hind became Ind for them. So Ind, Inde, India, all that came about. So that's how the term India comes about.
But if you look at the word Bharat, that is very interesting. So this word India, Hind, Sindh, they're all names that have been given to us by people outside. So that's how they called us. But what did we call ourselves? So that is where the word Bharat comes, into picture. And it's such a beautiful word with so many layers of meanings. First, if you look at it just at the gross level, it is Bha means, the glow of a flame. Okay. So flame, and and Rat, the word Rat means somebody who enjoys, who relishes. The Agnate word is Rati, who is the consort of Kama, the Lord of Desire. So Rat means to enjoy. So this is a land of people who enjoyed the flame. Now who would enjoy a flame? A metallurgist.
Okay.
For him, flame is the thing, it is his god. And interestingly, if you really look at the tribals who, get out the metal from the ore, they pray to it, they sing songs before they start the flame. Even we have given a lot of importance to flame, even in our day-to-day, when we light flame for cooking or for praying or for anything else, we normally say a prayer. So flame, India is a land where we have venerated the flame. And it's a land of metallurgy. Then the next layer, if you look at it more, a little more abstract, then it is Bha also means flame, light, enlightenment, all from Bhaskara, Bhanumati, all for the sun. So light, enlightenment, knowledge. So it is a land where the people have relished knowledge. They seek knowledge continuously. They want to be, immersed in knowledge. So this is a land of knowledge-seeking people. So that is Bharat. So that's the next level. Yet another level where we have revered the entire cosmos, treated it as divine. Okay, there Bha is literally the sun. The sun, and this land, if you really see the place where it's located, the way it is located, the patterns of climate changes over here, where we get rain after the summer and just the right amount of sun after the rain to cause the plants to grow well.
Yes.
So the rain-sun balance is just beautiful in this land. So this is a land that enjoys literally the divine sun. The divine sun showers benevolence on this land, and the people enjoy his benevolent grace. So that way, that is also Bharat. So Bharat is such a beautiful name that, conveys so many meaning about this land. And if you know that, then you really feel pride in calling yourselves Bharat, a Bharati as well.
Exactly.
So India and Bharat. So depending on context, you should feel free. So if you're talking, let's say, to Central Asians, if I go to, Central Asia, anywhere, Turkey, or any of those Arabic countries, they look at me, they look at my bindi, and they'll say Hind, 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 they'll call. So even, they'll wave out, they call you Hind. They don't call you India, they don't call you anything else, they call you Hind. So when you interact with such people, when you say the word Hind, it connects you with them. Now you're talking to Europeans, Westerners, then you use the word India, it connects you with them because they are familiar with that term. Now if you're talking amongst Indians, then the word, if you start using the word Bharat, then it brings in that feeling of pride and a belonging to the land and the civilization. So we have to really contextualize ourselves, since we are very fortunate to have so many names.
Absolutely. I think one of the most amazing things I'll remember for the rest of my life is being able to be born in this country, being able to live this. From what we've just spoken, one of the other synonymous word to India is spirituality, or everything spiritual is said to have come out of here, and all over the world people are said to have come to India to have that spiritual upliftment. So as today in the society we are moving very fast, we are anglicized, we are embracing a lot of Western things. What do you think we should be doing to go back to our spiritual roots, find out the real thing, real wealth of India? How do we get that out?
See, to understand, first fundamentally we have to understand that anything in India, the languages that we speak, and every word in every language has an ingrained meaning which reflects the ethos of the land.
Okay.
It reflects the ethos, it reflects certain principles, the values that we hold near and dear. And so if you start aligning with those meanings, that itself is spirituality. Because you're going into the layer beyond just the meaning, just the sound. You are going to understand So spirituality is where you're allowing your mind to expand. You're filling your intellect. So this itself will give you so if you understand Bharat, for example, that itself is a step towards going towards spirituality. So for every little thing you try to ask, why this name? And so once you understand the meaning of that name, then why such a meaning? If you go step by step, you start getting there, and you'll find that they all converge to the same path. So that's the approach as such.
I'm just so getting excited talking to both of you, because the first thing I'll do post this show is go and finish off all the books which are pending. I will finish that off. But another question to both of you is, you've been you've been partners in real life, and also you've been partners in profession. Now, what happens is obviously when there are two people,
more than profession,
it's
passion.
It's
passion.
It's passion.
Yeah,
it's not profession at all.
Yeah, very lucky to also do something in mainstream what you really like. It's very rare, and that way it's celebrated to also sit and talk to you. One thing is, when there are two people, they're bound to be different opinions. They're bound to be disagreements. They're bound to be point of views. How do you balance this and yet go forward? I mean, this is something really, really challenging, right? So I wanted to.
She said about the concept of flame and fire, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what happens? Clash.
Yeah.
Constant clash.
Yeah.
The idea of clash is to get the better out of both of us.
Yeah.
And get to the core and share it with the youth of the land.
Okay.
So that's the intent. The intent is not to say I am better than you or you are better than me.
Okay.
The intent is to get to the core, understand the core, and share it with the youth. Okay. So it's that much more beneficial for the. It is that much more satisfying.
Yeah. Absolutely. Always, you churn and churn and churn. Then
Churn.
butter
You
comes
have
out.
to have that back and forth.
Yeah.
And debate.
Yes.
And that really brings out, because all said and done, no two individuals are alike.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so each individual will bring in a perspective.
Yes.
So it is important to have that discussion and that debate to get in both perspectives. And fortunately, we look at India, I mean, that feel for going to understand about the civilization and the ethos itself is a binding thing.
Exactly.
So, whatever, and like I said, what is true always will converge.
Yeah.
So, whichever perspective you look from, when you know you're converging, then you know that this is true. You don't need anybody's peer review, second opinion, somebody vouching for it and all that. That's how it's happened for us in Bharat Gyan,
Yeah.
We take some topic, we find something and we are proceeding, in analyzing that, and then parallelly, we don't do, one after the other sequentially.
Yeah.
It's all parallel. As and when the grace flows and as and when we get inputs, we start, collating together. And eventually you find that you approach from this side, you approach from here, you approach from here, they all converge. That is how it worked with historical drama. You look from whichever perspective, literary or geography or, archaeoastronomy, archaeology, which is very few in the case of drama, because it's a very old civilization.
In the case
time.
of what you call as marine archaeology, what you get in the Ramasetu, as she said.
Yeah.
So they all converge, and which is what is bound to happen. And they won't even they won't just stop with converging for India. They'll also converge with rest of world, evolution.
Yeah.
I don't want to call it history.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't. This is more than history. It's
Yeah.
how the world has evolved, how the civilization has evolved.
Yeah, I think it's just like talking about our forefathers, like just talking about my grandfather or my great grandfather, precisely. Sir, research or the information which goes to mainstream audience, one of the most important things is it should not bore people out. Like what happens, what is the right dosage? Because what happens is sometimes we overdo it, we end up, rubbing the wrong side. What do you think is the right dosage? Like, how do you know that, okay, I've done it?
Okay, we have certainly thought of this, and we follow certain principles in all our books, 27 books till date, and we'll continue to follow them in our coming books also. We chapterize them very clearly in a logical flow.
Okay.
And in every chapter we give headings. There are para headings. There are 3 levels of headings. There is one that's each chapter is short.
Yeah.
there's a chapter heading, then there are main para headings and there are small para headings. So even if you don't want to read the full book, even if you read the headings of the different paragraphs itself, you'll get the flow.
Yeah.
And the contents are so detailed. It's not just contents of just 5 items. Our contents run into pages actually.
Yeah.
So if you read the contents itself, you'll get the flow.
Yeah.
Then almost every page has an image. Either a graph or a picture or a painting or a photo or different forms of it, and they are self-explanatory. As you say, each picture speaks 1,000 words. That's there, and each of these graphs or pictures has a caption below it explaining that. So there's a caption, there's a picture, there are para headings, and a whole host of things like that. And there are corner bits, there are boxes where there is some data available. So if you read that itself, you won't get bored. Then those who are interested in further detail, that is also available for them in the pages. Yeah. This one. Beyond this, we also have articles, we have films. Those who want to see films only, there are films. Those who want to see articles, there are articles. Those who want to see just banners, there are banners. Yeah. So and those who want to see only short films for 1 minute, 2 minutes, they are short films. So different aspects we have for people to pick and choose what they want, how they want. So we offer a bouquet.
Yeah.
And what the reader chooses, what the youth chooses, that they are comfortable with, they can pick from this bouquet. So the knowledge of the civilization is one. It's offered in current mediums for people to take in the way they like to take it from.
Precisely.
And coming to, where you stop, one of your thing was, how do you know where to stop? See, fundamentally, what we are presenting is an Indian narrative about India.
Yes.
Okay. And we are just painting India as we ourselves are experiencing the knowledge. As the knowledge is coming to us, and those moments of wows, hey, is this so, is that so, and that's what we've experienced, and what we are seeing is what we are documenting, and we are sharing for others to also experience and go along the same path. So we are not really taking any stand against somebody, and the narrative is not designed or focused to counter something.
Yeah.
We are presenting our narrative, our Indian narrative about ourselves. So it's just a matter of placing what we have seen, what we have understood. So it's very clear then, where you have to stop. So there is no need to drag on or drag somebody in or drag something else in and then start, countering that. Because there's never an end, to what all you can counter, how many views you can counter and how many myths you can counter. Though of course we have written a few books about the myths, breaking the myths, but this is not so much about countering somebody as much as countering our own limited understanding of ourselves. So that is what Breaking the Myths is, and so it's very clear.
It's actually 4 books. Breaking the Myths is 4 books.
Okay.
They deal with
about identity, about society, about prosperity and ability.
Ability.
Yeah.
So how we have ended up in the last few decades undermining ourselves and going around with a baggage of misconceptions about ourselves. So it is to break our own.
It's actually to unshackle ourselves, because we have unfortunately unnecessarily shackled ourselves in the last couple of 100 years due to certain colonial perspectives. We have unnecessarily shackled ourselves, and that is limiting our progress, that's limiting our development, our growth, both in gross and in spirituality and every concept. So we need to unshackle ourselves of the unwanted baggage, the wrong baggage, the moss, clear it to flow forward.
Got it.
That's the whole. So that's Breaking the Myths. So it's totally autobiography of India. Is actually 9 volumes now.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, I'm really excited. I need to finish a few more books before I get.
We need to finish a few more books too.
So I'm
There's
really
many more books still left.
I fondly remember one of the things from our episodes when Vedvyasa and Ganesha were writing. It reminds me of that because Ganesha had to match Vedvyasa and Vedvyasa had to match Ganesha. So readers and the writers have
Oh my God! Sometimes it's so difficult. We would have taken close to while we have not been researching per book. Okay, we have been researching generally about the civilization, and then when we want to write, obviously at that time we have to narrow down because we can't have a book beyond 300, 400 at the max pages.
Yes.
So then we have to limit ourselves. So then we gather things that make up a theme and present it. And we would have taken at least about 6 months to a year, to do the layout and get the images and, arrange everything, proofread.
Not book writing, just book setting.
This is a setting. I mean, not really the, research that went behind the book. Even that would have taken a year and all, and you release it. And then people, who have been following the Bharat Gyan works, they'll pick it up and they'll say, oh, on my way back, because there are a lot of pictures as well. So even if it's 300 pages, there are a lot of interesting pictures. So on the way back by train or flight, they would have read it. And then they'll say, oh, next morning they'll say, hey, we read the book and it's so great. When is the next book coming? And we would have hardly breathed a sigh. Oh my God, now we have released this next, at least 1 week, let me take off. And this person is coming back and asking, when is the next book coming? So your thing of matching,
Yeah,
but it's amazing. India today, youngsters to elders, they really want this narrative.
Yes.
They want to feel proud about themselves. They want to know, and these are facts. I mean, we are not just writing something, a euphoria or anything, but they're just facts. And when you place the understanding behind that, then they're all eagerly waiting for to know more about their civilization.
Yeah, precisely. How much tree is important, the same way the root is also important. I think today is Root Education Day. I think for me, especially getting to know a lot.
You mentioned root. Actually, we've got a book called Roots in India. That also you can certainly check it out. What all concepts came out of India? So we have a book called Roots in India. You can check this out.
Okay, perfect. So I think I'm yet to read that book. I will finish that and I will quickly touch base. What works are in pipeline currently? What is expected in the next 6 months?
See, Autobiography of India, what we've written is now 9 books. We plan to get out another 9.
Okay.
Over the course of next 1 or 2 years.
Okay.
Those works are in very much in pipeline. The different facets of India are still there.
Yeah.
We would look at each of them. Like Yajna, Homa is a facet of India. Cows is a big facet of India. So the different aspects of India. Then the festivals of India, Utsav. So these are different facets of India that we are working on. Hopefully we'll keep bringing them out as and when we can. Because each one is a lot of in-depth research goes into it. We keep bringing them out available.
Wonderful. I mean, one of the things is also a lot of our viewers would also be interested to collaborate with your work, get mentored by you. So what is the opportunity like to work?
Sure. Welcome all the youngsters who are interested in this Indic civilization. Certainly welcome to contact us through our website and our email ID. www.bharatgyan.com, BHARATHGYAN, and email ID is BHARATHGYAN@gmail.com. Certainly welcome to get in touch with us. We'll be happy to interact with them and share ideas and guide them in whatever they want to do. But only suggestions, get in touch with us after you read a few of our books.
Yeah.
Don't jump and get in touch with us and say, what have you written about?
Okay, yeah.
Please read it and then come to us. Then it will make sense for us to discuss further.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Jan 26th and 27th, big days in Chennai. Gurudev Sri Ravi Shankar is here in Singar, Chennai to do the program Unveiling Infinity. It's based on the text Vigyan Bhairav. I've been so fascinated. Firstly, I invite you both to be a part of the program.
It'll be a pleasure.
Yeah, please, you're welcome.
Certainly.
So, one of other key inspirations are you've been closely associated with Gurudev on the research front. So, could you tell us a bit about that?
See, one thing, we started this journey in the year 2000. That's when we've been traveling and we had spent quite a considerable amount of time in Europe and visiting a lot of places, and that's when we felt this urge and we started the compilation and so on. And we actually met Gurudev in the year 2009.
Mm-hmm.
And by then we had compiled quite a vast amount of information.
Mm-hmm.
But meeting Gurudev in 2009 and subsequent interactions, the first few years, Gurudev, we could kind of, he had more time and to go through our capsules, sit and talk to us and so on. Talking to him also, brought in a perspective about India. It gave us an additional dimension. So like I said, understanding Bharat from so many perspectives. So it's important to understand at each layer
Yeah.
And being with Gurudev and interacting with him, listening to him, gives you that those higher layers of meaning. It brings them more clear to you, and it opens up the newer dimension. Every guru, frankly, actually now, I would like to really touch a little bit upon the word guru itself.
Yeah, please.
See, the word guru
Yeah.
means that which is heavy, weighty. Just the word guru.
Yeah.
It means heavy, weighty, large, and that which causes a pull. It pulls, it raises, and it attracts. So everything, So which is why the word guru is associated. From that comes gurutva akarshana,
Yes.
which is gravity.
Yes.
When in English, the guru, gravity, they're all phonetically also linked. Besides being semantically linked. So guru is somebody who can uplift you, raise you. Any guru, a genuine guru, his presence itself, will uplift you. Being around him, the vibes and the knowledge around him will always uplift you, and they will attract you towards themselves, so that you can go there and gain that knowledge to get uplifted. So India has always insisted upon having a guru. And you can choose your guru. Sometimes guru chooses you. You can have many gurus.
No.
So
now, see, the perspective is right from the times of Vedavyasa,
Yes.
whom we have the Guru Purnima,
Yes.
Vyasa Puja, that is 5,100 years back. Before him and since then, we have had a series. This land, this civilization has been fortunate to have had a series of gurus across the land, across the time,
Yeah.
spanning. That's one of the fortunate things of this civilization, of this land. Much before Vedavyasa, you had Vasishta, the guru for Rama, Vishwamitra. So you had a range of gurus, Bhargava, Atreya, Atharvan, each of them a great guru in their own. So you had a land. See, that is why we have a lineage of gurus.
Exactly.
It's a parampara. Actually, in one of the books that we have written about it, about how it's intrinsic to it's unique to this land. This
Land
Guru
of
Parampara, land of gurus. So it's not just an English coin, it's not a term that's used today in colloquial English, but it's got a weighty meaning, a deep significance in this land, and it is in that sequence that we should utilize the Indic value of this land and have a guru who shows us the true light, shows us true knowledge, and helps us in our path, in both our material path that we lead our day-to-day life, which is called the Laukika path, the gross path, and the other is the Daivika path, the divine path, the spiritual path. So we need a balance of both. Buddha himself speaks about a balance in everything,
Yes.
in every aspect of life. So every guru speaks about a good balance. So it is a harmonious blend of these will make you a better person, will make the society a better person, will make the civilization a better place to live in, and be harmonious with not just among people, but among all aspects, and be harmonious with nature itself.
Yeah.
The harmony is a very important factor.
Precisely. Now you know why you don't need any reasons more to come and be there as part of Unveiling Infinity. We've got amazing testimonies of being in the presence of a master like Gurudev. So here we go. 26 and 27 January, Unveiling Infinity in Centenary Auditorium, Madras University. Book your seats right away. That's it. I wouldn't say more. I'm really excited. So thank you so much, Dr. Hari and Dr. Hema Hari. It's been such a pleasure talking to you. You know what, the camera or me cannot capture the kind of research you've done. In fact, Gurudev was referring multiple times to, referring to the pieces of your research.
Really blessed.
Yeah, so which actually adds to the credibility, and I am really inspired. I am personally making a commitment to, get more time to read your books and probably interact with you more and support in whatever way I can.
I'd be very happy to.
Yeah. So looking forward to seeing you there on 26, 27.
Sure.
Certainly, it's our pleasure. We will certainly be there.
Yeah, perfect. So
Thank you.
Chennai, see you there on 26, 27. Book your seats right away. You can do it on bit.ly/VB register. You can book your seats there, and you can also go to bit.ly/Gurudev in Chennai. That's the website where you want to know more about Unveiling Infinity. And yeah, see you with another exciting episode.
Thank you. Namaskar.